young, trapped in a maze, small business owner. Stress had me in the daze, every problem piled up, couldn't catch a break. Thought I couldn't make it, my dreams were at stake. But then I found a group that changed my whole perspective. Our success group with a community so effective. We all chasing that dream, sharing struggles and fears. They understood my journey, wiped away my tears. Together we broke through, we rise above. No more feeling sad, we're fueled by love. Our small business is shining, reaching new heights. With the support of our success group, we're taking flight. The power is strong, the vision so clear. Building our dreams with no more fear. Together we're resilient, unstoppable force. With our success group. Together we broke through, we rise above. No more feeling sad, we're fueled by love. Our small business is shining, reaching new heights. And with the support of our success group, we're taking flight. The power is strong, the vision so clear. Building our dreams with no more fear. Together we're resilient, unstoppable force. With our success group.
I didn't even see Erin make it in. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Rising Tide Talks. Becky and I were in a bit of a panic, but we're here.
We weren't panicking too badly. We were actually just trying to wait. So thanks for being patient with us.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you guys for being patient. I just got off a coaching call, actually. So sorry, it went a little long.
That's all right. I'm glad you did it. Well,
all right, Colleen.
All right. That's my role, huh?
I was sneaking through comments, trying to see what was happening in the comment section because I wasn't paying attention.
Well, let's introduce ourselves and then we'll check in with everyone. I'm Kylie Montgomery, and I encourage transformation with positive energy.
I am Becky Kutzer, and I believe it takes a village to run a business.
And I'm Erin Montgomery, and I'm here to, with these two amazing people, help you guys see a different way to look at your business, just have an uncommon mindset that hopefully turns those have-tos into get-tos. And I'm excited for our conversation today. Becky and I got a chance to talk about it a little bit earlier this morning. I'm getting ahead of ourselves, so I'm gonna pause right there. But Kylene, it's been a little bit since we've done Rising Tide Talks, so getting back in rhythm as well. Mm-hmm. What do we normally like to start off with here?
We're going to start our first Rising Tide Talks at the new year and continue our tradition with gratitude. Gratitude, I always say it is our superpower. It is something that we all have access to. We just have to choose to look for the good that we have in our life. And even those challenges can be viewed as something positive, right? There's growth that happens in there. So if you are tuning in live, share what you're grateful for. Becky, do you want to share what you're grateful for today?
I sure can. I'm going to, maybe have said this too many times, but I'm grateful for my husband. We celebrated 9 years anniversary yesterday. And I have to tell you that I had a migraine the night before and it was very sick. So I was not very kind of zombie-like yesterday morning. It wasn't until my sister texted both of us and said happy anniversary that either one of us remembered. So I'm glad that he doesn't get mad that I don't remember. And we just go with the flow. So we had kind of already celebrated right before New Year's or right there at New Year's. So it was just another day for me, I guess, at that point. But I am thankful for him, grateful for him.
That's awesome.
How about you,
Aaron?
I'm grateful for the opportunity. I just kind of dug into the Goals to Reality webinar series, and it's all there. It's already kind of been done and lots of good stuff. But there's just a few things that I wanted to go deeper on, and then so I ended up kind of not redoing it, but redoing it, right? so, um, so I'm a little bit tired because I stayed up a little bit too late doing that. But I'm just really proud of how it came out. I can't wait to share it with everybody tomorrow. And I guess my gratitude is for that opportunity to share that people are willing to show up. We've had lots of people register for the webinars already, so hopefully we'll see those folks live tomorrow, or they're catching the replay. But just that people are willing to give me the opportunity to share some of my beliefs here about how we can set and achieve goals.
Love that.
How about you, Kylene?
Oh, I have a lot to be grateful for. There's a couple big things that have shown up, but really grateful for the amazing people that are in my life that I'm able to collaborate with. I just had a conversation with a coworker that I've worked with now for, 7 months. And she's a music therapist. And it never occurred to me until yesterday that I could incorporate her talents with an in-person yoga class. And I'm just super excited about the possibility. And she's super talented and she's open and loves the idea. So yeah, I'm excited. I think it'll be a great relationship there.
Yeah. Wow.
Fantastic.
That's awesome. You guys want to get to some of the comments here? I was watching Rena and Doug both in the California area there. So glad you guys are safe and able to be here.
Yeah.
Doug says we're watching to see if we have to evacuate, but think we will be fine. I was actually, the coach I was just talking to, he's actually heading to California tomorrow. And apparently the winds are supposed to die down tonight. So hopefully that'll give folks over there in California a little bit of a respite from everything that they're going through. And then Rena shared that I'm grateful that my family and home are safe, and
Yes.
grateful for that too. What other ones we got here? Julie shared, I'm grateful for being able to have my own business, as difficult as it is at times. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You're doing great, Julie. I know
Yes,
she
you
was
are.
struggling. We had some messages back and forth today, and she was kind of overwhelmed the last couple of days and thinks she's behind. But I think she's right where she needs
Yep.
to be. And
there you
even
go.
though it looks like a difficult spot right now, she'll get through it. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yep.
Really good.
Yep.
Good coaching.
Great advice. Yep.
Yep. And then Chandler, a little tongue in cheek, I think I'm grateful for making the live. So,
we are grateful that you are making it to the live today.
yeah, definitely. And then Chandler said, what's going on in California? Yeah, some pretty severe wildfires that have been made more difficult due to some pretty severe winds. What I was reading, kind of, up to 100-mile-an-hour gusts, and just kind of making it unsafe in the Pacific Palisades area, from what I recall reading. But certainly not there, so fortunately. But glad people are safe and that going on. All right. Well, if any of you guys have anything else that you're grateful for, I'd love to hear that from you guys. And thank you, Kylene, for helping us remember our superpower. Kylene, would you just real quick share about the book and any gratitude around that real quick, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so that was the other one that I am extremely grateful for. The book is done, not finalized editing and everything, but the book is together and completed. And so now we get to share with the people who contributed the stories to get the final edits done and continue to move forward. So it's awesome the way it came together. It's even better than I imagined. And I'm really grateful for Aaron for putting in a lot of hours with me on that. He's the driver for sure. I'm really grateful for that.
Okay.
I forgot to lock my door, so my son's walking through, and of course he has to mess with me. So
of course,
as he thinks he's going to put his hand over the camera and do all these dumb things, and
you just have to be ready to turn the camera on him. I think that'll keep.
I can't do that fast with the camera I have. So
okay.
No, it doesn't work that way for me. For anyways, so
yeah. Barb, I appreciate what you're saying here. I'm sorry to hear that, Doug. Fires can be so devastating, and Doug had mentioned previous to that, I have one friend who lost her house and probably another one also. So praying for everybody to stay safe, and hopefully it's just some physical things like our homes, not people's lives that are being lost in this. I'm sure there are, unfortunately, but yeah, it's a tough situation. And, we've seen a lot of things that people have had to deal with. And I think the one thing that really kind of gives me hope and positivity is that we've seen people deal with those challenges and then raise up from them and come out stronger on the other end of it. So sometimes God is just saying, hey, you need to be sharpened up here a little bit. You need to be pushed a little bit more. So, Yep. All right. Well, let's, we got another gratitude here. Michelle says, hello. I'm grateful for my husband and family staying by my side through this rough patch. Yeah. We're grateful that you've got that support system, Michelle. And
glad you're here, Michelle.
Yeah. And appreciate you being here. That's a good point. Well, good. Chandler, thank you for sharing that. Angela's okay. She's down in further south, fortunately for Angela, where she's at. So, okay. Well, Becky, you had a fantastic idea, and I love where you've kind of run with this. Like I said, you and I got to chat about this a little bit this morning. Do you want to start there? Do you want to kind of introduce the idea, or what do you think would be the best way to slide into this here?
Well, it's goals. It's goal season, right? It's time to set goals if we haven't already. And of course, I was scrolling TikTok, and lo and behold, I was seeing reels about playing bingo. Now, who doesn't love playing bingo? Obviously, Aaron, because Aaron didn't know anything about bingo. I didn't know anybody did not know how to play bingo. So,
we play
who knows
bingo.
how to play bingo? I want to know who knows how to play bingo. I haven't played bingo in a long time, but I do love it. So, need to go do it again. However, back to our goals. It was essentially they were taking your vision board and making a game out of it with the bingo. So Aaron has now posted the link for us.
No, that's just for, you said goal season. So
goal. That's your goal season.
That's the webinar tomorrow. So this is,
Gotcha. I have the link for the other one. So I'm going to show, do you want to show it, or do you want to?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. So I started my bingo board. I don't have all my squares filled in because I don't have all my goals figured out. Aaron and I were kind of chatting and looked at it in two different ways. I'm looking at these as goals that I want to accomplish for 2025. These are things he kind of was looking at, thought maybe it was more milestones, which I can see also, as not all of them are like big goals per se, but all of them will make a difference in either my personal life or my business, moving my business forward through the year. So if you want to show it, Aaron, we can. Yeah. I'd like to see what other people are doing for their goals. Is anybody else that's listening or on the replay? Have you guys ever done a bingo board like this or seen that? I thought it was something new. I don't know if that's true or not, but this is my bingo board. And I decided today, last minute, to add some graphics to make it be kind of a combination of vision board and bingo. So these are the things that I'm trying to these are the things that will be accomplished in 2025 for me.
I
Cool.
like it.
Okay. Well, okay. Two things. We have to go back and talk about bingo in general. We just have to, because you guys are like, you can't believe that I don't know. When I grew up, bingo was like something that old people did in the retirement home.
No.
And you guys were playing it in high school? Like, okay. So
our community, they had our community get together things in the winter. Our Santa Day had bingo that we played all the time. It's $1 a board or 50 cents a board or whatever, and you could win things.
All right.
Yeah, we had a bingo emporium, and we would go there, and some people would have like 10 cards in front of them, and they'd take their daubers, and they were just professional bingo players.
We were so old-fashioned. We had the little sliders on the boards. We didn't get to play with the markers.
We didn't get the daubers.
No.
Wow. Okay. Well,
a dauber's a marker, Aaron.
Okay. All right. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah. Don't think less of me, please. But I have never actually played bingo in my life. Not one.
Okay, so the goal of bingo, Aaron, is essentially to get 5 in a row, whether it's across, down, up and down, or diagonal. And if you get the whole board, it's a blackout. And I'm trying to remember what the turkey was. Julie, I don't remember that one for sure. There was 4 squares, so you could, or 4 corners, so you could get the corners. Your middle was always free, which is why it has my business logo in there, because that's my free square.
Okay.
Chandler says she's judging you.
Yeah.
It's good. So, I mean, ultimately, if you were to win bingo, you would get 5 in a row in some direction of some sort. That would be the goal.
Okay.
For me, the goal is really going to be to see exactly how many of these I can actually cross off.
Yeah. I love it. Yep. I love it. Yeah. So Rena actually said, so if you get bingo, are you done with your goals?
I think the goal, Rena, is going to be blackout.
Blackout. Okay.
2025 is going to be a blackout board.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the one thing I want to add here too is, as you mentioned, Becky, you and I were kind of going back and forth and maybe in a little way, even almost kind of splitting hairs. Is this a goal? Is this a milestone? Here's what I want to make sure everybody's super clear about. My opinion is anything like this, whether you call it a milestone, whether you call it a goal, if you can help get yourself motivated to take more action, to achieve more than you thought was possible, then go for it. Do it. Right there. I don't think there's a wrong way to look at this. Right. So if your bingo board is a bunch of goals that you want to accomplish, like Becky was talking about, perfect. Right. If your bingo board is like, okay, I've got this big goal, but here's the milestones that I want to accomplish along the way as a way to gamify it. Right. That perfect. If you are looking at, like you brought up the idea, I don't know how much we've talked about it yet, but kind of almost your bingo board when you added images and stuff being a bit of a vision board as well. Right. And so I think all of these concepts are fantastic. I think the big thing for me that kind of caused me to go, okay, hold on, let me clarify, was sometimes, and I've done this in the past, where I have so many goals, things going on that I don't get to any of them because I never know. Right. And so we talk, I'm sure we've talked about it on here. I know I've talked about it a lot on Small Business Saturday, kind of making the most important thing the most important thing. And so we'll actually get into that tomorrow in the Goals to Reality webinar series. But I think this concept of this bingo board is fantastic. And so I want to hear everybody else's, and we're getting comments in here. So if you guys want to cover some of those first.
Well, I'm going to go back to Julie's on the turkey. She said, no, I was actually given a frozen turkey instead of cash. Which we also did. We would get frozen turkeys or hams, or they were giving, they had different prizes you could pick from, different stuff like that. So there are different games. So that's why I thought maybe I was missing one of the games that they play for the actual bingo. So
sorry, I'm reading comments at the same time. I'm not laughing at you, Becky. I apologize.
No, you're fine.
I have a bad habit of doing that. Rena said, and what happens at trade shows stays at trade shows, but I thought blackout was something that happened at trade shows. I had to laugh at that one. Okay. Michelle says RVFW has been doing it every Thursday as a fundraiser for a few months. I can't believe how many people said they'd never played either. Okay, good. I'm not alone.
We have something too that they are doing. They had been doing bingo that had like a progressive pot. So it was getting up to like tens of thousands of dollars that people were playing for, that they actually went to. It was only 21 and over that could go and play. So
yeah. So Angela said, it's okay, Aaron. Not everyone can be cool like us. Here's what I found is I just come and hang out with you guys, the cool guys, and then I can be cool too. So it's all good.
There you go.
Just surround yourself with the right people, right? There's a lesson learned right there. All right. Let's see what else is in here that we need to cover, and then we can keep kind of digging into this. Chandler and Angela are talking about doing it for the grace period, and Angela's 3L Creations. I love that.
Nice.
And okay. So what else inside of this, Becky or Kylene, if you have any other thoughts about this too? Well, actually, let's start with you, Kylene, and then we'll shift from there.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of so sometimes we can have so many goals and it can we can lose focus. So I feel like for me, I want to do one. I think it looks, I love the visual and I like the gamification of it. I almost think I might set like little rewards for myself too. If I do get 5 in a row, first 5 in the row, I might get a pedicure or, just
Love that,
little
Kylene.
rewards. Now you
Yep.
get the reward obviously from achieving something that is important to you, but I think that's just another layer you could put on there to keep that motivation going, and then you can share it publicly with other people too, which would be an easy thing to do, or put it on your fridge or put it around your house. We always talk about that, keep it with you, so people can help you achieve it, or you keep yourself accountable. Front of mind.
Yeah, Aaron and I had talked about maybe this is going to be something that we bring up monthly on here just to remind everybody of see how everybody's doing on those that have decided to fill out a bingo card, and obviously in our group we'd love to see them shared for anybody that would want to share them so we can help keep you accountable and keep us accountable and go from there.
Yeah, I love that. Chandler says, hold up. I can choose what I can't choose. Don't do it. I think she's saying, oh, so I can just not do things. Yeah. No, that is not the point, Chandler. I think that's what she's trying to say there. Let's see here. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. I do feel cool by association. So, okay, let me ask you this question at Becky and Kylene and everybody in the live here. And then Craig, we're gonna get to your comment in one second here too, is how do you find the balance in something like this, right? Like, cool, let's make a bingo card, and the gamification is a fantastic idea. There's so much science around how that, I mean, you think of like doing things like this, where it is a little bit of a game, right? So but you're also learning and you're growing. Like if you ever want to like remember something, especially with like the cool AI tools out there right now, go make a song out of it and then let that song, and you'll like, if you want to like memorize a speech or, kind of get something embedded in yourself, go make a song out of it. And the same thing happens with this gamification thing of it. But I guess my question is, and again, going back to where I was trying to figure this out, is where do you find the balance in this? Like, okay, how many squares are on the board?
25. Well, 24.
24, right? So if you're trying to accomplish 24 goals, when do you get to that overwhelm point, and how can we manage it with tools like this or other things that we've talked about?
For me, the goals that I've put on there are all goals that intermingle amongst each other.
Okay.
Obviously, reading 3 business books. I mean, if I sit down and want to read, I can read a book in a day. If I, probably not the business books, but so that, along with say decluttering the closets. I mean, those are things that are going to happen, say outside of my business hours per, but then the saving the 5,000, that's just something that needs to stay in front of me so that it's a weekly thing. How much do I need? There again, I'm going to gamify that. How much? Because actually, where did it go? Here it is. Let me show you this. This was the other part that came up to gamify my 5,000 was the 100 envelope savings challenge. So in here, cash falling out. Hang on.
Oh, man. It's a raining cash over there.
You're already doing it.
It has little things for each dollar amount. And in it is 1 through 100, which gives you $5,050. So if I fill every square from $1 to $100, and I mean, you get cash laying around, and I just start tucking it away, and before you know, you have quite a few little envelopes filled. So those are things that, but if it's one of my goals, and then I gamify it with something like this to save, it's a game. Now I have a fun way I'm not just saving money in a savings account or moving money or transferring. It doesn't hurt anything. I don't feel it, where here I can put hands on cash and I can actually put it in all the little slots, and then I get to mark them off when I get done putting it in there. So they're all things that are going to build as I go through my year. Would I like some of them done sooner than later? Yes. But these are all things that I'm looking at to be done by the end of 2025.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
That's
And
awesome.
I think you could make your bingo card, it seems like, any way you want. Maybe you have a quarterly bingo card.
Mm-hmm.
And then if that's more achievable
Yep.
for you to get some marks on there, if some of those are bigger goals. But I think with 24 spots, there's plenty of room to have, smaller, more achievable, faster goals put on there too.
And some of my slots, my open ones, I was thinking about saying, okay, April goal. But since I don't know what I'm going to do in April yet, I'm not sure where I'll be. I don't know what that goal is going to be, but then I just know that spot's going to be the April goal. And then I can add whatever I decide that the month of April's goal is, and then go from there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I love it.
Yeah. Okay.
So before we get too far away from it, I'll also say, this is a really cool card. Now you've actually built this and made this as a template in Canva. Is that correct, Becky?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So I'm going to put because we kind of figured, okay, what's going to be the simplest way for people to get a copy of this. So what we're going to ask you to do is we're going to ask you to reach out to Becky and just send Becky a direct message on Facebook. Is that
Yep.
right? Okay. So I'm saying things and I don't want you to go, hey, what are you doing to me? So I'm going to put your Facebook. If you're not already friends with Becky, then just, reach out to her. So Becky, you're going to have to look in your folder there. Right. Yep. So, but if you just reach out to Becky, she will send you the link to the Canva template. And then that way you can grab the template and make your own bingo card. And then, like you said, Becky, I think that's a really great idea. Let's plan on that, right? Let's make that something that's part of Rising Tide Talks here. And I don't know, what do you guys think? Monthly?
I think we should check in at least monthly. Yes.
Okay. So why don't we do this then to make it easy? So for everybody to remember, we've started doing the Grounds for Success, kind of an open networking meeting on Wednesdays in the morning, the first Wednesday of each month. And so even though today was not the first official Wednesday, we did this Wednesday and we also had a bonus one last Wednesday. But why don't we just stick with that, right? First Wednesday of each month. So come to Grounds for Success in the morning. We'll talk about the bingo card in the afternoon here and have you covered with lots of opportunities to be successful. Does that sound like a good plan?
Sounds great.
Yeah, okay. I love it.
So let me just double check. So the 5th, February 5th, everybody make sure you have your bingo cards and you're starting to dauber. Is that the right name, Eileen?
If you want to use a dauber, you can.
Can I get a dauber? Because you got me pom-poms. Can I get a dauber?
I mean, I might need to get you a dauber and then maybe a little troll. I'm not going to get you a dauber bag. Some people have dauber bags.
What?
They put them all different colors in there.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. That's pretty
the whole world out there, Aaron, with bingo.
I did not know.
Eileen, we're going to have to take him to a bingo parlor. And
I think next time we get together, we're going to go for bingo, Aaron.
Yeah. I think we make that happen maybe around Summit of Success in April. It sounds like a good plan to me.
Sounds like a good networking game.
It does sound like a good networking game.
Like
ooh. Chandler wants a troll. I love it. All right. Well, you guys definitely do that. Reach out to Becky there. I put her, so you can just find her on Facebook, Becky, Kotzer, just for anybody that is challenged with spelling like I am. And speaking of Summit of Success, do you guys want to share? Becky put together, I love this commercial. You did a fantastic job on it. Commercial, right? But
yes.
So let's put that out there. You guys want to do that real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go.
Imagine a place where ideas ignite, strategies align, and leaders rise. This is your Summit of Success. Elevate your business, elevate your life. This isn't just a retreat, it's a turning point. Your chance to step back, refocus, and return with unstoppable clarity and confidence. Register now at osg.link/SOS and join us April 10th through the 12th at the Summit of Success Retreat. Let's build your business together.
Love it.
Yeah, totally.
And it was even my voice. I had totally done voiceover and all this stuff. And Erin's like, well, but it'd be really good with your voice. And I went,
And she did it too. So let's do that. Let's do a little celebrating here.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
For sure. And I think that's such a good lesson for all of us, right? It's like, we don't have to take these big, huge leaps and jump way outside of your comfort zone. Like you just said, Becky, that's so crucial. We're getting there. We're going to take it a step at a time. But you're taking, big steps, right? So these are big things and we're celebrating. So good job, Becky.
Yeah, you did a great job.
It was fun. I'm pretty sure the time I put into it, I learned a lot. I learned a lot in Canva. There's so much there. And then I realized that I have all these other tools that I could have found the video things that I was looking for instead of just in Canva. So, you learn it. There'll be more coming, I guess. I'm going to go work on some more.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah.
But I do like how it came together. It's hearing your voice, I think was so impactful, but then seeing how peaceful, for me, I felt a sense of calm. And that's truly what we're trying to do. Reduce the noise and come focus and recharge and get excited again with your business.
Yep. Well, we talked about it in the Grounds for Success this morning, right? The idea here, and this is a part, and I know maybe this is just me, but because of the lens that I look at things through, but all the opportunities to just go unplug. I don't have to think about anything specifically. I don't have to make a decision about anything. Everything's taken care of for me. I just get to be there and be and learn and grow and be part of this community. And so I know that's, for me, the big part of what I'm looking forward to is just that opportunity to, just kind of be in a space where we can unplug a little bit. And even though I'll be sharing some teaching and stuff like that, right? So I'm going to bring you my A game. I still just know that it's going to be from this super relaxed, fun place. And for everybody that's attending, you don't have to worry about, any of that.
Nope. Meals are all going to be taken care of. And my mind is already going about what I'm going to feed you. So
I love it.
So glad that, this is the way it needed to be. All right. Craig asked, was that all done in Canva?
All except for my voice. I searched voiceover and there was an app on my computer. I don't know if I put it there somehow, but that came up. So I actually recorded the voiceover part on my computer and then uploaded that to Canva. But all the other parts and pieces of that, minus obviously the picture of the lodge, because I uploaded that. But the video part and all the wording and stuff at the end was all built in Canva. Yes.
Love it.
That's awesome.
Cool. Great stuff.
Yes.
And then, Craig, I mentioned I'd come back to your comment earlier, talking about the bingo card. He says to give that a spin. Also just found 12-week year and looking at that. So are you guys familiar with that?
I am not.
Yeah. So it's a really cool concept. And I think there's a lot of benefits from it. So the idea is, we look at our year as a 12-month cycle. Right. So we've got 12 months. We're talking about, you mentioned earlier, Becky, this is goals season, right? And we're thinking about what we're going to accomplish over the next 12 months. Well, the idea here is it's kind of in a way using what they call the Parkinson's law and saying, what if you, instead of looking at 12 months, you look at 12 weeks, right? Which is a quarter, 3 months. And you base your business, your goals off of moving in 3-month increments, and don't worry, because I think a couple things happen with this. You get things done quicker because it's our human nature that if we give ourselves 12 months, we're going to take 12 months. If we only give ourselves 3 months, we're going to get it done in 3 months. If we give ourselves a week, we're going to get it done in a week. Right. So it takes that into consideration. But then, a normal year, you've got all the ebbs and flows, right? You're going to have your busy season. You're going to have your slow season. You're going to have, different things and different stuff. And there's all these different kind of seasons that occur, just like happens in real life, right? You've got spring and summer and fall and winter, and so the 12-week year is also helps kind of manage some of that. So you're only looking at that season, right? So if that particular 12-week season is what would typically be your business's busy season, then you're just focused on that. Right? Maybe the goals are to survive, thrive, figure out some things, and then the next season you're focused more on implementing new processes, et cetera, et cetera. So I think there's a lot of really good stuff that comes out of that book, and I like the ideas behind it. The one thing I would kind of not warn, but what I have heard from some folks is that if it's a jolt to your system, right? If you are somebody that already struggles with accomplishing things over the course of a year, then trying to shove that into 3 weeks is going to make that imposter syndrome or I'm a failure kind of story show up even louder. So that would be the only, again, I'm not saying that's a negative. It's just something to be aware of, I would say. So
I did just add it to one of my 3 business books.
there you go. There you go. Check it out.
Thanks, Greg.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay. Well, let's get back to the bingo thing here for a little bit more. And if you guys have questions about it, you guys have ideas about it, anybody started, kind of jotting down some ideas for your bingo board, we can always put Becky's back up too. But what else do we want to talk about with the bingo board here?
I think one thing that kind of came to mind, bringing in the wellness aspect of this, we can look at it, and if you did put all your big goals for the year on there and you don't include some of the smaller ones, like Aaron was saying, you can create some of that, oh, I'm not there yet, and lose some of that motivation. So I think it would be really important to add some of those smaller goals, milestones, things like that, along with those big goals on there. And just understand that this is your journey. And so when we're sharing our bingo cards publicly, remembering your journey is different than someone else's, and just really focusing on what you can control, I think is a roundabout way of saying, because accountability and sharing publicly is really important for all the reasons we've talked about, but it's also important to leave that comparison out of it and remember this is your plan for your life.
And to piggyback off that a little bit, Kylene, like I had put attend the MOS meetings. I mean, and I feel like I have not really missed. I did adjust the last couple where I went to Tuesday instead of Monday, and I'm missing Monday, but that's just for me. Like I look forward to those meetings, even the grounds for success. I mean, today was amazing. We had 4 of us. I wish we had more people, but I mean, it'll get there. But there was so much good stuff today that got shared. Connection made with Wendy. Looking forward to that for sure. So those are 2 things, like to attend the grounds for success and attend my MOS meetings. Those are things that are on my goal sheet because I don't want to lose sight of what I want out of those and what I've got for those. I'm going to Julie, the name of the book was 12-Week Year. Yeah. I know Erin clicked it onto the screen, but I knew at one point she maybe wasn't actually watching, but she was listening to us. So I wasn't sure if she was doing that or not. So
thank you, Becky, for doing that. Yep.
But I do like the idea too, Kylene, of having some of those smaller, maybe milestone options that you're going to hit, that you can hit, so that, I don't know, isn't that kind of like the pay off a small debt to steamroll it into a bigger one? So you've got some momentum.
Yep. The snowball effect. Yep.
The snowball effect into getting those goals done.
Yep.
Every time my son calls me every week on Wednesday between 5 and 6 or 5.
That's I've been doing 2 regular guys for this will be our 13th season, and still my dad and other people will, even Kylene every once in a while, she was just having that guilty look on her face. I'm like, I've only been doing it for 12 years, so I don't know if you remember that every Friday at 10 a.m. Central. Anyhow, sorry. I think that's really cool. I want to go back to that, right? Because in a way, I think, what we're hearing here is even bringing up the 12-week year kind of told me that I think where you probably get the most bang for your buck with a bingo card, and I'm not saying this is the only way to do it, but for me, where I would feel the most bang for my buck would be doing this as a kind of a quarterly thing,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what's my big goal for the year? What's my big focus? That way I've got that as a magnet that's pulling me towards that. Because here's what I discovered over the years, and what really hit home for me this year, as we were trying to get the gratitude book done and other things like that, is goals aren't about the destination. Goals aren't about the outcomes, right? Goals are actually about the growth, the transformation. That's what they're really for. Because if you think about it, and I'm going to cover this, this will probably be more on Friday than tomorrow, but on Friday I'll go into depth in this. But goals kind of start as I want something. All right, I want something, and a lot of times that comes from, well, I don't have that now, and I would like that to be something I have or something I become. And and in a way, if you think about that, that almost comes from a place of scarcity. I don't have it, and I want it.
Yep.
And so, but then we have these things that are desires, right? Like, because from that place of scarcity, we're not quite sure we can do it. Right. But then it turns into a desire. It's kind of deep rooted. And we go, that's something I desire. And I believe that it's possible. And I'm willing to put in enough effort, sacrifice, etc., to get there. Right. And that's a desire. And that desire becomes a goal. And then once you've achieved that goal, then it just becomes who you are. Right. So when I wrote my book, that was the first book I had written. And once I wrote that book and I got it published, I became an author. And I will always now be an author. Whether my book ever gets in front of anybody or not, I still authored a book. And so it just became part of who I am. And then it makes the next book a little bit easier because I've learned things and we grow. And like, I was thinking about somebody that wants to, make their business their full-time job. Okay, once you've done that, once you've accomplished and achieved that goal, regardless of whether it succeeds, fails, whatever, you will always have, at least in that moment, been somebody that owns a business that's your full-time job. So I guess my point of all that was to say, I think this bingo card for me can be a really interesting way to, again, keep that motivation to kind of achieve those goals, because I've always looked at goals as, okay, I'm going to set several kind of big goals for the year that all come out of where I'm ultimately trying to get to. And then quarterly, I like to review those goals and just make sure I'm on target, see if there's any adjustments. Sometimes I even change goals and things like that. So if you've got this like fun bingo board that you're working with too, I think that makes it even easier as well. So anyhow, a long way around saying I like the quarterly idea.
Right. And I agree with that. And I was actually back and forth with that for myself. I just needed to have some of my full goals of what I want to see at the end of the year accomplished. And maybe the rest of my squares become some of the quarterly goals.
Yeah.
As opposed to, whatever. Sandy said, she goes, I'm not sure will work for me. I see myself using it as another way to procrastinate, spend too much time making the board when I could be doing other things. Okay, I have the board made for you, Sandy. You can either type in Canva or you can delete all my little B1s and B2s and all those things and just print it off and write them in. You don't have to be the creative on that. I already did that part for you.
She wants to. She wants to.
She wants to. I get that. So B1 says, do not procrastinate, Sandy.
Hey, Sandy, I do encourage you to read this book called Procrastinate on Purpose. It's actually really, really helpful for somebody that does have procrastination as their part of who they are. Raising my hand. Kylene raising her hand.
Book number 2 for me.
There you go. There you go. Procrastinate on Purpose. It's a excellent book by a guy named Rory Vaden. Okay. So that's thank you, Sandy, for sharing that. And then Craig got this comment here, hoping that this will help me to take actions instead of a list of goals. Absolutely. Absolutely. And and Craig, I know I'm biased, but I'm really excited about tomorrow, and then how that leads into the other things like some of the success. So if you can, do come join me on the webinars tomorrow and Friday. They are recorded as well, so if you can't make the times, still sign up. And I think we've got some really good ideas to how to turn things into action. That's definitely my thing, right? Let's go. Okay, great. How do we get into action? And sometimes the best way to get into action is just to do something. So,
Do you have that link again, Aaron, for people to sign up?
oh, sure. Oh, cool. Craig already signed up, but I'll pop it in there just in case too. And then I guess while I'm popping links in there, we'll put the Summit of Success link in there too. So you guys have that handy. You can bookmark that or just go ahead and register, whatever is right for you. Okay. So what else do we need to cover here on this bingo card idea other than thank you, Becky? And this is super cool, but I'm sure there's some other thoughts that we can get to. Anything else that shows up for you, Becky?
No, I was reading comments. I did see Chandler had said something about, and now we have a book club. So that is a whole nother route that we could take with actual books that we're spewing out here to say that we want to read, and Aaron's too, to try to do a book club type something. That was on the radar for me for a little while, and we have not made that a top priority at the moment because we were going on a few other routes. So book club
right out of Summit of Success, I think that
right,
could
yes,
Yeah.
it went right to Summit of Success. So, which is great. So, and I appreciate. I've got at least one friend request, and I have had a couple messages already. So, if you guys want the template,
Yeah.
please send over. And if you can't find me, then send me a message in the group, and I'll find you.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. And then speaking of the group, I'll put that up there too. All right. Anything else that we missed then?
I don't think so. Sandy just said yes for the book club.
I love it.
she wants to procrastinate some more.
Awesome. Okay. So nothing else that we missed. I think this is a great concept. So high five, Becky. Thank you for bringing this to the table. I obviously didn't ever play bingo, so I didn't even see it. And I don't spend a lot of time on TikTok, so I didn't see it there. So I appreciate you bringing this to the table. Our friend Andy, who's in Masters of Success, had also seen it, and she's got a bingo card. So I think this is a really good tool that we can use to, like Craig said, go, where did he say? Yeah. To take action instead of just another list of goals.
Yeah.
So.
And I can't remember. I have to go over and look to see when on my template for the one that I'm sending out to you guys. I have to go find. Nope, I didn't put it on there. On the top of mine, I don't know if you guys can see that or not. It says professionals. There you go. That's better than me trying to hang in the thing. Professionals stick to a schedule. Amateurs let life get in the way.
I like that.
So that was one that has kind of stuck with me, and I haven't stuck to a very good schedule, so I know where I land. But I also feel like, Craig, that this is something that will be something to help take some action and have it to play the game, be a fun game to play for the 2025.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. All right. And then one last thing for me, just speaking of the group and taking action, I guess it was more speaking of taking action. In the group, I've been posting every day since the 1st, and it'll go through the 13th. Because as Becky mentioned earlier, being in goal season, I think a big part of kind of figuring out what our goal is going to be for next year is to make sure that we take an honest look at the previous year. And sometimes that's hard to do without some prompting. And so I've been posting a question every day so you can go in there. I'd love it if you'd comment, right? But maybe if it's personal for you and you don't want to comment, that's fine. But I think commenting and then having other people see it gets us inspired and it helps us kind of go, oh, okay, yeah, I can, that concept mean something to me. So anyhow, get in there, comment on those if you can, but just utilize those as a tool to help you kind of take stock of 2024. And then as we get into 2025, we're going to really kind of hit the ground running as of tomorrow with that. And then we'll lead everybody right over to Summit of Success. And 2025 is already shaping up to be an amazing year.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yep, for sure. So just head over to kind of the central hub for everything over there at osg.link/group and try to keep as many engaged people in there as possible. The more you can comment, the more you can participate, the better off you're going to be and the more you're going to get out of it. So,
Right.
Yep. Okay. Well, again, thank you, Becky, for this wonderful idea. And if you guys have other things that you'd like us to chat about next week, I think next week we'll be coming off of the goals thing, so we can kind of maybe talk a little bit more about goals. And we won't kill you because I know Kylene and I have been talking quite a bit about goals throughout the holiday season here too on Small Business Saturdays. But I think we can maybe tie it up next Wednesday, unless there's something else you guys want us to chat about.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yep.
Awesome.
I like it.
Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening. Talk to you everybody soon.
Have a good week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.